Hello and welcome back. We're going to do something a little bit different today, and that is that I just played two great games of Mountain Vargath versus Skyspear Avians against Cheras over here, but unfortunately I messed up the audio for that for both of the games. We were talking trash and just having fun with it, so I was sort of sad to miss it, but also they're just fun games. So, I figured why not just record a voiceover really quick of both games. Just so you get to see it and get some Vargath content over here. So here we're looking at this Sentinel and thinking, and I'm very upset that I can't ram it. Um, Chaz is sort of situated himself up in the top corner, and he wonders later about like whether he should have played it a bit more, like danced around me a little bit more instead of just sitting and trying to um, just chill for a while. Spoilers, I'm trying really hard to get my ramming advance to work this game. And something we also talk about later is that we don't think that this gate was good because this entire game, you're just going to notice I'm never able to get my ramming advance to work. Like it's just never three spaces. It just never pays off. And something I've heard is that it's a lot more beneficial to place your gates in your back three rows as Mountain Vargath is something interesting. But look, we're able to punch Ava in the face and then Stronghold right back to safety, which is always a ton of fun. I'm even debating whether I want to use the Stronghold, though I think Chera said after this, and he does have Cyruk. No, he doesn't have the magic for Cyruk, but he said he had a bunch of dice and he had a battle song or something. So we're forced to Stronghold over here, which kind of sucks, and we're sort of just like trading in this midfield all game, and struggling to get value. Like, believe it or not, and Cheras and I are laughing because that first play with the Sentinel next to a Brute, like, he's like, oh yeah, I totally intended that, when neither of us realized the interaction. Um, but like this not being able to get Brute on Sentinels, not being able to ram them because they can't be forced, like, is surprisingly more impactful than you'd think. Um, yeah, it feels like, I don't know, it feels like haven't quite mastered this deck. And by haven't quite mastered it, I mean I've played it like 5 times. Like I'm kind of just like sitting in the middle, not really sure where to go with any of it. Um but we're doing our best and like just trading here. And something else that we're noticing that we're enjoying here is how similar these two factions are. Like honestly, Stronghold and Gathering Song are maybe the two most similar epic events in the game, and so it sort of like follows that league structure we've been having of like pit two similar factions against each other, like Edia and Obsidian Dwarves against each other are just kind of mind-boggling, and you hate it. I have out Varn, and I really wanted to get Varn out this game, though um, I don't know. I don't have. I've just been holding this ramming advance in Stronghold for so long because I was just like, I gotta play this. Like, I gotta figure out this faction. Gotta play it. I don't think I set myself up to play it, and so it's just bogging down my hand, and then I end up just losing tempo because I'm not cycling cards fast enough, and I don't have enough magic. So my default stance would have just been to discard both of them and just like play from the magic game. But I wanted to try to put something together here. Uh, Great play from the Avians too. The Avians I feel like are a very underrated faction. Like I feel like a lot of people sleep on them. Like just a lot of the discussions we have in the Discord. I don't know, I feel like they leave out the Avians, they leave out the Obsidian Dwarves, they leave out the Swamp Orcs, like all factions that are just real interesting, real fun to play, bring something new. I don't know, it's like factions that maybe get labeled like the like B plus A minus factions, so like they're good, but like you're probably not taking them to a tournament. Not that they're even, I don't know, but like that's what they get labeled as. But like you don't feel underpowered playing the Avians, and like honestly, I think very good players can like be pretty terrifying with them. And same with Obsidian Dwarves and whatnot. Avians are great, but yeah, we're sort of just like this isn't really a position we want to find ourselves in, where it's just our summoner versus versus a board state, and we have one common versus a board state. I guess, like, yeah, in retrospect, I don't know. I feel like we're losing a lot more. Like, I felt like maybe at the moment, and then it's like, all right, we're gonna retreat. Cyruk finally comes down. Gathering Song. I think Chera is meant to be able to gather Cyruk in the magic phase here, but did not realize that that is not allowed. The classic Cyruk meme of, guys, we're flying out of here, right? Like, we're not just like leaving me here alone, right? um, Thankfully for him, though, I had nothing to punish it with. I'm hoping, like, Quen seems very good against the Avians that like to have the units clumped around, but sometimes if Ava's in the center of the stack, Quen won't do it, because Quen can't do damage to Ava, and that's doesn't feel great. But I mean, I'm just sort of hoping we can trade out units and eke out a win. I think maybe we wanted to push up a little bit sooner here. Alright, if I haven't given you the gist by now, I've spoiled it now. We lose this game. But yeah, no, yeah, we lose this game. Pretty bad too. uh, but it comes down to the econ, and we just don't have enough juice. And so I guess we could look at it with those glasses from behind, what we would have done differently. And honestly, I think just like a slightly different gate setup, I think would have been like made all the difference. We're attacking our own gate. It's not actually a meme. It's kind of me thinking about like the choke out victory of just like hitting shots at each other's gate. If your gates are in lower health, it forces your enemy to come in sooner. It's sort of a meme because like what? But like, if your game plan is Sunderbeds attacking your own gate, you've definitely messed up somewhere. I throw out a glory collar to give them something to punch. Try to bait them into attacking. They take the bait, and we sort of have a response. And for a while, I'm hoping that Quen is going to be enough. I feel like I've heard people sleeping on Quen as well. I don't know. Quen seems great. I mean, like, situational, but forces them to play around certain things. It's just a fun ability. It's also really fun that you can like attack a gate and then like lightning strike units behind it. Big fan of Quen. Yeah, I'm really just really excited to see what players are gonna figure out what to do with these Mountain Vargath. Like, it feels like Obsidian Dwarves were like some of, I don't know, like I wasn't afraid of them when they lost. I thought that like I thought I could handle them, but I really just like had not seen them at their full potential. And once some ranked games came out with people who had like really played a ton of them, they just mopped the floor with me, and I had no idea what was going on. And now we're just doing like a grueling bit of, oh, I even missed the roll. Our slinger had missed some dice over here, and then but Quen got 3 specials and destroyed the unit behind it, so we were J chillin'. That was huge. I think a lot comes down to whether Quen lives or dies this turn. With those dice, it looks like dead. So that's it. Now it's just Sundervet against the world. But you know, we put up a good fight. We did our best. Can't complain. Well, I can, but I'm a goat, so we're having fun. Oh, but we shoot our shot. We shoot our 3-on-3 shot for the game. We miss, and that is unfortunately it. It's still not unreasonable for Sunderved to break through these units, but unfortunately he does have another steward in there, and that spells the end for us. Very fun game. Again, I was sad to miss, sad to lose at the audio on this one because we were having a lot of fun. But you know, it's a lesson. I'll be more careful in the future. And it's maybe fun to try some like post commentary like this too. Just faster. I mean, you get the gist of the game quicker, and maybe I have some thoughts in retrospect. I don't know. I'm sort of more of like a let's just have fun and play Summoner Wars like sort of vibe than like, all right, let's analyze this and come up with the best strategy. And I feel like that's sort of what I always planned for my channel to be about. But like, I love talking strategy as well. And to try to like give some thoughts in later on. But number one is strategy. All right, and then we were like, we finished this one, and Cher's like, yeah, let's flip it. Try the other side. So here's what we got, and they've got they got the ramming advance turn one, and this seems pretty chill. Fan of this. The brute getting in there. Sudovit's still in the back, but maybe it's for the best. No like stronghold to pull it all back, but you see how there's just like very similar vibes of Airy. Like Ava sends up her Sentinel and then pulls it back with Gathering Song, and Sunderved sends up with Ramming Advance, and then pulls everything back with Stronghold. I've heard on the Plaidcat podcast that Sunderved's ability is word for word what it was on first edition Summoner Wars. I think I didn't play first edition. I've looked at some of the cards. Seems like a lot of fun. Plaid Hat podcast definitely worth checking out. The one about the goats and the vamps is particularly fun. They're just sort of messing around and having a good time. Highly recommend looking at this. So move up Sunderved a little bit to get him into the field, and this is where big avians comes in, and just sort of the way I like to play avians and like to think of them comes in is I just see, look, you just put yourself in kind of an exposed spot. I'm going to take advantage of it. And that's not my game plan from the get-go. My game plan from the get-go isn't I'm going to punish your summoner and like advance. It's just, no, I'm going to sit back, you're going to come forward, and I'm going to be pragmatic. And if you start advancing and I see an opening, I'm going to go for it. And that is exactly what we do here. Sundervid down to 6 health changes the entire course of the game. Like, how do you, or like, all the value you're getting out of Mountain Vargath is from Sunderved's ability. Keeping him safe is central, is paramount. So this hurts. But doesn't end there. Just damaging Sundervid to force him to be safer is nice, but I look at this board and I say, hey, that diver can get there. Hey, Ava can get here. Hey, I can put a gate down. And I'm just, and still at this point, I'm not thinking that my winning strategy has to be assassination, but I'm thinking at the very least, this gate has massive reach. It's going to be really annoying for them to just have to play around this, and I like that. I want them to have to do inefficient plays to play around this gate. So even if we're not assassinating them directly, we're still getting value out of threatening the assassination, and that's just a lot of the value of assassinations, and sort of how I like to think of them as someone who generally has more, or like it's feels more comfortable playing econ. Like Wayfarers, it's like I just get myself into positions, and then just by overwhelming them, they're now what am I saying? I'm losing my train of thought. But the aggro playstyle usually lends itself also to the econ playstyle, either by the threat of the assassination or just by utter overwhelming. And here, Guilford came down. I sort of was just rambling and talking over myself. And Guilford came down, was able to push the unit out of the way, so now we can get in. Gathering Song comes in, we've utterly trapped them. So wasn't even the threat making the play inefficient. We got it. There was the line. This is what you're afraid of when Ava sets her sights on you and dive bombs over. And this is it. There's no recovery from this. You can't use this. There's nothing. There's nothing you can do. It is over. We have Sky Assault. That's a total of 10 dice. I mean, suppose if we missed with all that, it'd be over. But that's that. Those are 2 games. Mountain Vargath, had fun with them. Get the gist of them in a second. I did, at the end of the recording, figured out that something was wrong, and so I caught the tail end of Cheras and I talking about it. So I will play that right now, and otherwise, I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching.
Okay, GG's.
GG's.
That was over.
GG's.
That was fun. It was also 2 different styles of Ava. One more playing backwards, the other one going forward. That last gate was actually really cool. The forward gate as Ava. That was like very hard for me to deal with.
Yeah.
Oh, Guilford.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Guilford, though. I'm very happy Guilford got a extreme value that game.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What would I have done differently in this one? Yeah,
Yeah, let me pull it up again.
definitely the brute dying to that one. Thinking about what could potentially happen to my brute with a diver. That was a mistake.
Yeah.
But was it? I think this Sundervet should have just been in a different position there. I think it dying to the diver's fine there because it killed another unit. It was anyways low.
Yeah.
So that turn I think was
Sorry, which turn are you talking about?
the turn 4. So turn 3, do I regret it in terms of?
Oh.
No,
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, I mean,
No, I do.
I guess you are fairly exposed, so yeah. I don't know, it's tough.
I could have definitely played that one better though. So I think that turn was turn 3 was the one where I could have done better.
Yeah.
Invested too much on just killing a unit which was not worth that much investment. And also because it's 1 health, I should have just been thinking about divers. But yeah, cool. That was a lot of fun.